Yeah. So, and just like that, the New York Jets have completed the key components of their coaching staff. Listen, I don't know if we could have asked for a better outing in terms of the quality of individuals that we've gotten at specific positions. And I know I get it. These guys aren't necessarily individuals with proven resumes at their particular position groups, but you got to be excited about the opportunity of the upside, right? Upside really matters in this situation. And I think that, man, getting Tanner in the building right now, Tanner Engstrand to me, was on the same level as Nick Cauley. Like I know a lot of individuals wanted him. He didn't want to be here. Fine. I don't want you if you don't want to be here either. It's cool. But I like what I see in this guy, man, and just get it done, man. We've got our offensive coordinator. The coaching staff looks pretty good. So let's talk about it.
But here's what I do know.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man.
Congratulations, brother.
So it's done. It's official. So Tanner is officially the New York Jets' new offensive coordinator. I think, if I'm being honest with you, man, this was the most important hire of Aaron Glenn's tenure thus far as the New York Jets head coach. Listen, I love the Steve Wilkes hire, right? I love the Banjo hire. Like, there's a lot to be excited about. You've got freaking the linebackers coach coming in from the Steelers. I'm having a brain fart right now, but it's going to come to me. I'm excited about the quality of individuals with upside they've brought into this building. You've got individuals coming from all like parts of life that they've either played the game, at the NFL level or the collegiate level, right? From our GM down, or they're coming from programs that have seen success, have seen a turnaround. I remember when the season kicked off, one of my biggest things for me was I wanted to bring in a quality offensive-minded guy. Listen, I was big on Ben Johnson. I was even on the Liam Cohen train. I was in on Joe Brady. I wanted to bring in an offensive-minded head coach to run this team. Why? Because we haven't done that in a while. And for me, it just seemed logical that we do right by the franchise, the fan base, to bring in an offensive-minded head coach that's going to bring us into the 21st century. But we got the second best thing. So we didn't get a Ben Johnson. He didn't want to be here. Liam Coleman didn't want to be here. It is what it is. Fine. We didn't get Nick Cauley. I know he was top of the list of a lot of individuals' lists. And again, I was one of those guys. But Tanner Engstrand is literally on that same like plateau of you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, low floor, high ceiling type of hire. Except Tanner has actually called plays before. He's actually called plays in college. Did a little bit in the XFL as well. But the most important part is he's coming from a program over the last couple of years now, last 4 years to be exact, that has started from the bottom and now they're here. Like literally, there's a song out there, started from the bottom, now we're here. Like that's the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions started from the bottom and now they're a shining example of what you would hope your franchise would look like. Now, granted, you know, their playoffs hopes ended earlier than it was supposed to, than they were hoping that it was going to. They had to overcome a ton of injuries this offseason. The fact that they even still won the NFC as the first seed is impressive in its own right. But nevertheless, this was a laughingstock of an organization. And now, like, we want to be like them. Like, bringing in Aaron Glenn, bringing in components of that coaching staff to One Jets Drive, I think is exciting because we want to be like the Detroit Lions, right? We want them to do what they did over there, what they were able to accomplish in Detroit, to make them relevant, to make them respectable and a fun watch is what we want them to do here for the New York Jets. So Tanner Engstrand officially is hired as the New York Jets head coach. It's already been done. He's literally on the New York Jets freaking website. So there's no more holding off or waiting around. I get it. The majority of us kind of knew it was coming. But I think Jets fans, like, we should be excited about this. Like, I think we really should. Now, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. I know, again, it's a Friday night. You guys are still coming in here to get more information about this, which is, again, shocking. Stephen T, what's good? I see you in the building, Stack. I appreciate you as always. Zachary, what's going on, brother? Wild Wave, my guy. What's good? How you doing? We are getting Eric Watkinson for the D-line coach. I have seen that as well. Again, the coaching staff is something to be excited about. I look at it from top to bottom, and you see individuals that have really high ceilings, right? Like, okay, so I think the only individual you look at when it comes to this team is Steve Wilks, right? You look at Steve Wilks, and you kind of know what he is. You know, there's no high ceiling there. There's not, but this is going to be a consistent individual in that coaching room. He's arguably the only veteran we have in the building. He's an individual that I believe wholeheartedly that has experience being a head coach in the past. He's had some pretty good defenses. He averages out as a top 10 defensive coordinator in the NFL across his tenure as an NFL coach. And I know a lot of people look at him and they think, well, he's bounced around, he's this, that, and the other. It seems like the majority of that is just he's a strong-willed guy, right? And some head coaches either feel threatened by him or whatever the case might be. That was certainly the case in his last stop with the 49ers, where he had a top 5 defense there, overall defense. And then once he left, that defense kind of fell off of a cliff. So again, you see the impact of losing a guy like that. I like Steve Wilks. I do. I think he was a good hire. And I think by bringing him into the building, you allow Aaron Glenn to do something that we've been hoping that we were going to get from Mike Saleh, right? We get it. You know, defense, you've earned your bread and butter through defense. I got that. You bring in a veteran like Steve Wilks into the building. Cool. Now you've got a rookie offensive coordinator. You've got a rookie general manager. You yourself are a rookie head coach. You're going to need to spend a lot of time on that side of the ball to kind of get everybody on the same page. And I think that's the correct approach. If you weren't on board with Aaron Glenn before because, you wanted an offensive-minded guy, some of you guys even wanted Brian Flores, I got to ask you, man, you look at what he's been able to do in regards to establishing a coaching staff. And do you really think, like, you could have gotten this kind of a coaching staff with Brian Flores? And again, I get it. You're looking at upside guys, high ceiling guys. We don't know what the floor is. We're hoping it's a high floor, but we know the potential is high ceiling. You're looking at guys like freaking Banjo coming on, Chris Banjo coming on as a special teams coordinator. He's done some incredible things. Tanner Engstrand, again, you're talking about a guy who was an OC in the collegiate level. He's called plays, and I get it. Some will look at that and think to themselves, well, it's college. But the thing is, it's situational football, right? At the collegiate level, you've got to be able to adjust, and he's done pretty well. In college, he actually done pretty well. I think he had like a 10-3 record his final year in college before he moved on to become an offensive assistant. And again, he's coming from the number 1 offense in football last season. This was the passing game coordinator. He was Ben Johnson's right-hand guy. Now, a lot of individuals will talk about, like, well, if he was so valuable, why didn't Ben Johnson, get him? Or why didn't the Lions move him up to be an offensive coordinator? I got answers for both of those questions or those concerns. One, Ben Johnson made it known from jump that he was not going to let anybody else call plays. He was going to go ahead and call plays as the head coach. If you're an offensive coordinator looking to go ahead and truly put your mark in the NFL, going to Chicago to follow Ben Johnson is not going to allow you to do that. So whoever winds up getting the offensive coordinator position with Ben Johnson, it's a entitled only. You're not going to be getting credit for that offense. We know it. The potential individual would have known it. So it's not very desirable. And that's why Tanner Engstrand was not looking for that. He wanted the opportunity to call plays. Now, okay, then, so why didn't he stay there? Why didn't Dan Campbell promote him to offensive coordinator? Check it out. The Lions just lost their offensive coordinator, their defensive coordinator, their special teams. They've lost a lot of key components in this offseason. If you look at Dan Campbell, he brought in a veteran offensive coordinator. We brought in Morton. right, into the building to be the OC. Why? He's got the experience. He's been there. He's done that. The Lions are built to win now. They have a window to win right now. To go ahead and bring in a rookie staff across the board where he has to kind of babysit and manage everybody, I can see where he's thinking like, I need somebody to alleviate some pressure. So bringing in a like-minded, you know what I'm saying, offensive coordinator that's got the experience into the building only makes sense. And I can focus on these young guys when it comes to the defense, whatever the case might be. Like he's doing a very smart thing. I think Aaron Glenn is doing the same thing. I know defense. I know that part, right? Let me go ahead and bring in a veteran freaking defensive coordinator that understands defense as well. He can handle that portion of it while the rest of us focus on the offense. I think it's a lot of what you're seeing and what Dan Campbell thought about why he didn't promote a guy like Tanner. So I'm excited for this. I think you should be excited for this. The fact that he didn't get, one of those jobs makes a lot of sense when you look into those different situations that they were offering. We're offering him an opportunity to come in this and be the guy. You get to be the guy who comes in here and creates a 21st century offense for the New York Jets. My guy, if you're able to accomplish that, I promise you, any job you want is yours. Any head coaching job that's available for you in the next couple of years, if you're able to do that here, is going to go ahead and do wonders for you. So I think it just made way too much sense. I got a couple more individuals in the chat. What's up, Harry? What's going on? Jason, we see you in the building. Glenn is putting an exciting staff together. I couldn't agree with you more. I've been waiting for this to be announced. We all kind of had an idea he was probably going to be in the works. It was between him and Nick over the last week or so. That have been the two hot topics. But once Carly decided he didn't want the job, again, more to that. It appears that Carly also, of course, working with Mike LaFleur. LaFleur, we fired him when he struggled, of course, here as the New York Jets. He might have had some impact in whether or not he made a decision to come here or not. I don't know if that's true or not, but nevertheless, I'm 100% on board with individuals who want to be here, individuals who want to take on the challenge of being the guy for the New York Jets. If you think you're the guy and you can be the guy for the New York Jets, I want you here. I want you here. Everybody that they brought into this coaching staff is coming in here knowing the bomb fire that is the New York Jets. But understand that, hey, I'm that dude. I'm that alpha. I can come in here and get this thing turned around. And if I do, these guys already know their tickets. The ticket is set. If you come into the building, you're again former players coming into this bitch, and they're about to be coaches on the New York Jets staff. If you win here, you can win anywhere. And that's only going to go a long way in terms of what your coaching options are in the future. So I'm pumped about this. I'm pumped about the hiring of Tanner. I love Steve Wilks. I love freaking Chris Banjo. I think Aaron Glenn has done an incredible job of putting together and I think a really, really high ceiling staff. I think you got to look at that and be excited about it. Zachary in the building. What's up, Zachary? I think Glenn will be with the offense more with so much veterans on defense. I, again, couldn't agree with you more. I really believe his focus was, okay, I know defense. I'm bringing in these big dogs that have back bushels of defensive experience. You're holding the linebackers coach from the Steelers. Great hire. You're bringing in Steve Wilks. Why do I keep messing that up? Steve Wilks, who also was a head coach in the NFL, been a great defensive coordinator in the NFL. You bring him in, you know your defensive side of the football is going to go ahead and get handled right. Of course, I think Aaron Glenn's going to have his hands on everything, but you can trust those guys to go ahead and implement your vision. Let's focus on the offense so they can implement his vision as well. I think we should be excited because I think a lot of aggressiveness is going to be seen on offense and on defense. If the Jets aren't good next season because we're in that process of a little bit of a rebuild, maybe it's a quarterback concern situation. I promise you this. I think it'll be fun watching games. We'll see 21st century football being played. The aggressiveness on defense, the aggressiveness on offense. We've seen that with the Detroit Lions. I want that. I think you should want that as Jets fans. At the very least, training camp is going to be exciting. It's going to be very exciting. Another great thing about this staff is literally, other than Steve Wilks, who seems to go ahead and butt heads with everybody, literally every single one of these freaking coaches have been praised across the NFL. The high caliber guys coming into this building to go ahead to put this vision into play, to go ahead and get things rolling. I can't say it enough, man. I'm pumped, and you should be pumped too. I see Kim's in the building. What's up, Kim, man? Appreciate you for hanging out with us. Vinny's in the building. Keep Rodgers. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers situation. Listen, I've been on board with bringing Aaron Rodgers back and seeing how it works out. I really have been. But the more and more I think about it, man, the more and more I realize that you bring in Aaron Rodgers back, so you're taking a swing at next season with the hopes that maybe adding, a competent coaching staff can kind of like get us what we were kind of hoping on for last season. But the problem that I have is Aaron Rodgers going to be willing to understand that like he's no longer the big dog in town. This isn't your team anymore. You're a bridge quarterback. Aaron Glenn is the big Aaron in freaking One Jets Drive. Can he take that back seat to go ahead and pretty much put himself in the role of I'm just a bridge quarterback now. This offense we're about to run, it's not going to be the same stuff he's been used to for the last freaking 15 years. That's no longer working at the NFL level. You're going to have to play a 21st century type of NFL offense. And is he going to listen? Is he going to be a part of this process? Is Aaron Rodgers going to be the guy that the moment things kind of go sour or he plays bad, he's pointing fingers because, freaking Tanner told me I had to do this, or this is what Aaron, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to wonder whether it makes more sense as Jets fans to bring in a free agent acquisition. We've got Tyrod Taylor in the building. Jordan Travis, hopefully he's all healed up. You give Tanner the keys and say, hey, build an offense that's going to be exciting using the mobility of the guys we have in the building. And then we run from there. Grab some guys from the draft. And then in the 2026 draft is where I believe we're going to find our franchise guy. So Aaron Rodgers, I've now gotten to the point now, if they keep him, I'm on board. If they don't, I'm on board. I understand why. I can see the vision as to why. I think with Aaron Rodgers, it means we're trying to go ahead and win next year. You're trying to establish that culture of winning immediately and right away. I think he would give us the best chance at winning, oddly enough, if he's able to go ahead and get in lockstep with the coach and the general manager for the vision. But if not, fine. Let's go ahead and bring in, again, Tyrod Taylor. Give me a freaking Justin Fields. I know people hate Justin Fields. I don't know why. I don't get it. The guy was able to go ahead and put up numbers with a really, really bad supporting staff in Chicago. He was 4-2 this season before he got benched, had his highest completion percentage. He's only gotten better every single year he's been in the league, but he brings the elite trait of being able to run. Like, he has an elite athletic ability that it's an elite trait in the NFL. You bring him in, he's going to make plays for you. So just like freaking Sam Darnold went to freaking Minnesota, boom, he looked like a competent quarterback this season. You saw it with Geno Smith. I think you bring in a Justin Fields and you put complementary pieces around him. That can go a long way. This offensive line looks really, really good. We're one piece away from having a really, really good offensive line. He's already got rapport with freaking Garrett Wilson. We're talking about potentially being the Jets are the favorite to land Chris Olave from the freaking Saints because they're in cap hell right now and have to start making some moves because they're completely in rebuild. So you bring him Chris Olave. Like, there's a lot of components that you like. And if you get rid of Rodgers, I think that also means you get rid of Devontae Adams. You're saving a lot in terms of future cap. Next year, you're going to take a massive hit, but it's cool because then future cap you're going to have available to you goes a long way towards this rebuild and doing it right. So, yeah, I'm now on board, man, with either direction. If Aaron Glenn believes that Rodgers is going to be an asset, fine, so be it. But if he doesn't, fine, so be it. But I agree, man. I think Jets are cooking. I think they're cooking with fire, with oil, or whatever you want to look at it. They've got adults in the building, and we're starting to see the fruition of what adults in the building look like. Training camp can't get here fast enough. I'm with Kim on this one. I can't wait to freaking see it. There's so much to be excited about. Veteran offensive staff next. A real QB coach this time. Like the guy it was under the floor 100%. I'm excited to go ahead and see the next moves he's going to make. Again, like, if you look at this coaching staff and you're not excited about the potential of what we have here, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't. If you want to be upset and you want to be scared because, yes, it's the Jets and we've only known failure, then fine. I get it because PTSD is real and you're going through that. But if you're looking at this objectively, this is a really, really impressive staff in terms of what they can be. Looking at where they've come from, you're talking about guys who understand what right looks like, how to win, how to go ahead and build a culture. They've had to do it, you know what I'm saying, in numerous spots. I can't look at this and not be positive. Just when I thought I was out, they reel me back in. They just bring me back into this fold of either it's delusion, fandom, however you want to look at it. But I'm looking at the staff right now and I'm excited. I really believe y'all should be excited too. Staff definitely has a high floor. Wild Wave thinks it's a high floor. I think so too. But again, I don't want to go ahead and just overstep. I think the ceiling is really, really high. I really think the ceiling is really high. The floor remains to be seen. But I agree, man. Again, these guys all know what good football looks like, and they're now coming into the building to implement potentially good football. So I'm with you, man. It could very well be a high floor as well. I'm going to assume the Jets will be trash till they prove me otherwise. Sorry, not a delusional fan like most. And that's cool, motivated, see? And that is 100% okay. I think what it boils down to is until you see it, you're not going to believe it. Some people, you got to see it to believe it. But as a fanatic like myself, the definition of fanatic is looking upon something with extreme zeal, and it's literally extreme zeal, which means positively looking at anything that you're a fan of. I think I embody that. I think a lot of Jets fans embody that, but I completely understand. Like, we've all been put through it also. So I get why some fans are like, I'll believe it when I see it. So that's 100% cool. I can't even blame you for that. Did Saleh ever outcoach someone? No, I don't believe Saleh one time in his entire tenure as a Jets head coach gave us an advantage as a head coach. I'm hoping that Aaron Glenn can change that for us. I don't think this roster is a rebuild, more of a retool. I like the way you put that, Jason. Yes, I think more of a retool. There's a lot of talent on this roster. I know a lot of individuals look at it and you're seeing the win-loss as to what we are. Again, this is a team that lost 7 games last year by 1 possession. 3 of them because our kicker decided he no longer remembered how to kick a football. So I think this team is close. I mean, again, we're going to miss some key pieces. You got to go ahead and kind of bring them back in. But I don't believe this is a full rebuild. There's talent on this roster. You got to go ahead and take advantage of it if you can. This is a very young offensive staff. It's probably best to move on from Aaron. I agree. I think in terms of long-term thinking, like the next few years process, Aaron Rodgers going would make the best sense. But again, we'll see. I'm so happy that Herrick is fun. Bum. Absolute fucking bum, Vinny. You said it beautifully. I don't have to alliterate on that. Crap. Okay, so I got to get going. My daughter is about to start in her theater play. I thought I had more time, but every time I talk Jets football with you guys, man, it's just so fun. I lose track of time. Motor T, relax, Gunny. All these guys besides Wilkes are improved. 100%. You're 100%, which is why I'm stating I think their ceilings are high, right? I'm believing more so in their leadership capabilities and where they're coming from in terms of winning cultures and what they're able to bring that level of experience. And I'm hoping they can implement that here at One Jets Drive. But you're 100% right. These guys have not been proven. They're a bunch of new guys, fresh faces. But at one point, so was Shanahan, so was McVay, so was freaking, you know what I'm saying? Andy Reid was a rookie coach at one point. Like, I look at that and I'm like, you know what? Look what the Texans have done. Look what the Commanders have done. Like, so I feel like, yes, I get what you're coming from, but sometimes that change to competency can do wonders for an organization. So I think that's why I'm so excited about it. Again, like I'm saying before, it might just be my blind optimism as a Jets fan, but man, I'm really pumped about what they've done with the coaching staff. Cam, I think it says a lot that the album are excited about it too. Wait, I think it says a lot that the album, the alum. I think she means the alum. Yeah, no, 100%. If those guys are pumped, right? The players are pumped. We still waiting to hear from some people, but like it's exciting what these guys have discussed and talked about, right? So like again, a lot of good stuff. I really do got to go though. But again, I appreciate you guys for jumping on real quick on this breaking news. We got our OC. Tanner Engstrand is the New York Jets OC. We'll be back again next week on the Tuesday, the Hang or Hangout, to go ahead and talk more about the coaching staff as a whole. But Tanner Engstrand is the New York Jets head coach. I appreciate you guys. I got to head out, man. Love you guys. But, man, coaching staff is looking good. I think we should be excited about it. I'm excited about it. Go Jets.
But here's what I do know. We're the
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man.